Hello friends, welcome to Technozar. This is Rohit Sharma and this is our second video for network theory, that is formula revision number 2. Okay, in this video I am going to revise these formulas based upon the network laws and the theorems. In the last video we have revised the formulas based upon the circuit elements, okay, that is the resistor, inductor and capacitor. Okay, so what I am covering in this video, let's see this. First is Ohm's law, KVL and KCL, that is Kirchhoff voltage law and Kirchhoff's current law. Voltage and current division, star to delta and delta to star transformation, source transformation and various network theorems that are in your syllabus. Okay, and please remember these videos, these formula revision videos are helpful for both ISRO exams as well as your NCL exam, that is National Coalfields Limited. Okay, these videos are very helpful for ISRO as well as for NCL. Also, those who are preparing from those who are beginner, they can buy our crash course that is available on Mechanical Adda app. Also, if you have a problem in any particular subject, then you can also buy subject wise courses from Technowizard app. So okay, so let's start the video, and if you please like the video, and if you see that the video is good and you can understand very better from this, so please share this video as much as you can to your friends, and also please don't forget to subscribe the channel. Okay, so let's start the video. First is Ohm's law. Ohm's law, what is Ohm's law? From class 10 we are studying that V is directly proportional to I, that is Ohm's law. Okay, so to remove this proportionality sign, we use V is equal to IR. Okay, from here I can say V is directly proportional to I and I is inversely proportional to resistance. That means if we increase the value of current, the voltage value will also increase. Okay, and if we increase the value of resistance, the current will decrease. Okay, I can say the resistance will oppose the flow of current, and the current will, if the current increases, the voltage will increase. Okay, so this is Ohm's law. And if you define Ohm's law in terms of electric field and the current density, then it is defined as J is directly proportional to E, which is equal to J is equal to sigma E. Okay, where J is the current density. Okay, those who have buy the crash course, they can, I have already told you what is J directly proportional to E, and sigma is conductivity, E is the electric field. Okay, this is the first form of Ohm's law. From here, from this equation we derive these equations. Okay, this Ohm's law. Okay, so first is the Kirchhoff's voltage law. What is Kirchhoff's voltage law? This is a Kirchhoff voltage law. The sum of all the voltages in a closed loop should always be equal to 0, like this. Here minus plus V1 is, it can be written as minus V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4 and so on up to Vn equal to 0. Okay, though they are saying the algebraic sum of all the voltage in a closed loop is 0, that is known as Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay, this can be used, this voltage KVL is used while mesh analysis. Remember, while doing mesh analysis we use KVL. Now second one is a KCL equation. What is KCL equation? The algebraic sum of the current at a node is 0. Now at this node, all the values of current, that is I1 plus I2 plus I3 plus I4, so on up to n is equal to 0. That means they are saying the algebraic sum of the currents at a node is equal to 0. Alternatively, the sum of the current entering a node is equal to sum of the current leaving the node. Okay, so I can also write the sum of incoming current is equal to sum of outgoing current for a KCL. Now this KCL equation are generally used in nodal analysis. Okay, when we use nodal analysis to solve our equations. Okay, so next one is note. Please check this note. Number of KVL equations. Remember this. Number of KVL equations is given by B minus of n minus 1, or the mesh equations you can say also. Okay. Number of nodal equation or number of KCL equation is given by n minus 1, where n is the number of nodes and b is the number of branches. At node current changes and in branch current remains same. Remember these nodes. Okay. So next one is how we can divide voltage into two resistance. Now total voltage across R1 and R2 is V. Now what is the voltage across R1? That is V1, and the voltage across R2 is V2. To find V1, how we can calculate? That is R1 R1 upon total resistance, that is R1 plus R2 into total voltage, like this. Similarly for V2, R2 upon R1 plus R2 into total voltage. This is how you can calculate voltages V1 and V2 for different resistances. Now how we can calculate current division? Now this current is divided into two parts, that is I1 and I2. Now if we want to find I1, then you will not take this resistance, you will take this resistance, R2 upon R1 plus R2 into the total current. And for I2 we will take the opposite branch resistance, that is R1 upon R1 plus R2 into I. Like this you can find the current for the different paths. Okay. Now how can you convert star to delta conversion? This is star to delta conversion. This is star connection and you have to find the delta. If you want to find RAB, then RAB is equal to delta upon RC. Okay. So delta, what is delta here? Delta is RA into RB plus RB into RC plus RC into RA. Okay. This is how you can find the delta. So RAB is equal to RAB is equal to delta upon RC. If I am drawing this star connection inside it like this, this is RA, this is RB and this is RC. So RAB is equal to delta upon the opposite resistance in star, that is RC. For RBC the opposite resistance is RA, and for RCA opposite resistance is RB, like this. Okay, so RAB is equal to delta upon RC, RBC is equal to delta upon RA, and RCA is equal to delta upon RB. So these equations are very, very important. Please remember these equations. Okay, can be helpful in solving the equivalent circuit problems. Okay, so next is delta to star. How you can this is delta to star. Okay, delta to star. If you want to find RA, then RA is, I am drawing this star connection between the delta RA, RB, RC. Now this RA resistance is between RC and RAB. So RCA into RAB, RCA into RAB upon the total resistance RAB plus RCB plus RBC. Okay, like this. Now for RB resistance is between RAB and RBC. So RAB into RBC upon RAB plus RBC plus RCA. This is how you can find RA and RB and RC. That is the star connection resistance. Okay, this is known as delta to star transformation. Now what is known as source transformation? Now this is very, very important property. Generally I can say to convert Thevenin to Norton or to convert Norton to Thevenin, similar. Okay, this is known as source transformation. Thevenin Okay, so transformation of a resistive voltage source to a resistive current source. Now here, this is Thevenin equivalent circuit. Now if you want to find IS, then IS will be equal to Vs upon R, and R will remain same. Here RT, the Thevenin resistance, is always equal to the Norton resistance, that is RT is equal to Rn. If this circuit is given, if you want to find the Norton circuit, then the current will be equal to IS, which is equal to Vs upon R. Okay, and the resistance is connected in parallel to the current source for a Norton circuit. Okay, this is R. This is how you can convert source transformation from Thevenin to Norton and Norton to Thevenin. Okay, so next one is first theorem, that is superposition theorem. The response in any element, that is linear bilateral RLC network containing more than one independent voltage or current source. Okay, they are talking about more than one independent voltage or current source, is the algebraic sum of responses produced by the independent sources when each of them acting alone with. Now they are saying we find if you want to find any current or anything in the circuit, we consider one voltage source, we consider one independent source at a time. Okay, suppose this is our circuit. Okay, now first of all we will consider this voltage source in case 1, and this will remain as open circuit. Okay, and case 2 we will consider this current source and voltage source will remain as short circuit. Like this we follow superposition theorem. Please remember these points. All other independent voltage sources are short circuit. Okay, if you are considering current sources, And if you are considering voltage sources, then current sources are open circuited. And dependent voltage and current sources remain as it is. We don't have to change them. Okay, the dependent sources will remain as it is. Okay, this theorem is not applicable to non-linear elements. Remember this. Not applicable to unilateral elements such as diode or BJT. Okay, this theorem is not applicable to find power. Remember, since it is a non-linear parameter. The theorem is also applicable for circuit having initial condition. Remember these points. Now next one is Thevenin, okay, that I have already discussed with you. Now what is VTH? VTH is nothing but the open circuit voltage. Okay. A linear active RLC network which contains one or more independent or dependent sources or current sources can be replaced by a single voltage source, that is VOC. VOC is represented by open circuit voltage between A and B. That is between the load terminals. Okay, what is open circuit? When the current is equal to 0. Now Z equivalent, or you can say RTH. This is a Thevenin resistance or Thevenin impedance, you can say. Equivalent impedance between A and B by considering voltage sources as short circuit and current sources as open circuit. This is how you can calculate the Thevenin resistance. Okay, now same goes with the Norton theorem. Here we find the Norton current by short circuiting the load. By short circuiting the load, we find the Norton current like this. Okay. Norton current is also known as the short circuit current, ISC, and here RTH will same as RN, that is the Norton resistance. To find the Norton resistance, you have to keep the voltage sources as short circuit and the current sources as open circuit. This is how you can find the Norton resistance and Norton current. Now next one is the next important is the maximum power transfer theorem. Okay, first of all we have to apply Thevenin here. After applying Thevenin, just for maximum power transfer, the ZL, the load impedance, will always be equal to the source impedance. Remember this. Okay, so there are three cases. First, if ZS is equal to RS plus JXL and ZL is equal to this, then RL will be equal to RS for maximum power transfer and XL will be equal to minus XS. Remember, if ZS is equal to RS plus JXS and ZL is equal to RL, in that case the RL will be equal to RS square plus XS square. Okay, and the last case when ZL is equal to purely resistive and the source is also purely resistive, then RL will be equal to RS. Remember these three cases based upon the maximum power transfer, and Pmax, the maximum power transfer, is given as VTH square upon 4 times of RTH. This is the maximum power transfer formula. Okay, so next one is our Teligence theorem. Now this theorem is applicable for any network, whether it is linear, non-linear, bilateral, unilateral. This theorem is applicable to any network. In any network, the sum of instantaneous power consumed by various elements of the branches is always equal to 0. That means the total power should be equal to 0. Okay, the total power given out by different voltage sources is equal to the total power consumed by various passive elements in various. Okay, so B equal to number of branches. The theorem is valid for any type of network. Remember, so long as KVL and KCL are valid. If and only if KVL and KCL equations are valid. Remember. Now Millman theorem. If many impedances and voltage sources are connected in parallel and you have to find the you have to convert it into single voltage source and single resistance. Okay. How you can find this? The voltage equivalent voltage will be equal to E1 upon Z1, E2 upon Z2, E2, E3 upon Z3, and so on up to En upon Zn, and divided by 1 upon Z1 plus 1 upon Z2 plus 1 upon Z3. This is how you can find the total voltage. Okay, VEQ, total voltage. Okay, and 1 upon Z1 is Y1 upon Z1 is Y1, 1 upon Z2 is Y2, 1 upon Z3 is Y3. Therefore, we have we have written the formula in terms of admittance. Okay, because Y is equal to 1 upon Z. Okay, this is Millman's theorem. Now next one is reciprocity theorem. Okay, so in a linear bilateral single source network, the ratio of excitation to response is constant. when the position of excitation response are interchanged. Okay, that means here the excitation is at the first port and response is coming at the second port. If we interchange their position, now the excitation is coming at the excitation is at the second port and the response is at the first port. Then the excitation, the ratio of excitation and response always remain constant. That means V1 upon I2 for first circuit should always be equal to V2 upon I1. Okay, this is known as reciprocity theorem. No matter what the positions are interchanged or not. This is known as reciprocity theorem. Okay, so Z12 is equal to Z21 is the reciprocity condition for Z parameter, and Y12 is equal to Y21 for Y parameter. Now, two-port networks, there is one chapter in your network theory, that is two-port network. I have not seen two-port network in your ISRO exam, but for NCL I will cover this syllabus, that is two-port network, the formula revision for two-port network. Okay, I think in the next lecture I will complete two-port networks. Okay, and this is all about this lecture and all about the network theorem, the network laws, etc. Okay, I have covered each and every theorem that is very important in your exam, and all I have revised the formulas based upon the network laws and theorem. If you have any doubt related to this, you can ask me in the YouTube comment section, also in our Telegram group, and I will provide each and every link in your YouTube description. And don't forget to subscribe the channel, and also don't forget to check the YouTube description. Okay, so take care, all the very best.